The most important man at Crestwood High was the one nobody respected. Students laughed at him. Teachers barely noticed him. Parents assumed he had failed at life. He cleaned gum from desks, wiped mud from hallways, took out trash no one else wanted to touch. And for 15 years, he kept a secret. The day he died, the school discovered what he had been doing in silence. And by the end of that week, the same people who ignored him couldn't look at themselves in the mirror, because the janitor they mocked had been quietly deciding their children's future. Before we continue, if you believe the quiet stories deserve to be told, if you believe the unnoticed people matter, subscribe to Echo Tales. Your support allows us to keep bringing you stories that stay with you long after they end. Every morning at 5:10 a.m., his old blue sedan pulled into the empty parking lot. No one saw him arrive. That was the point. Daniel Reyes liked being early. He liked silence. He liked the hour when the school belonged to him alone, before judgment, before noise, before laughter that wasn't kind. He unlocked doors, turned on lights, swept yesterday away. He never rushed. There was something gentle in how he worked, like he believed cleaning was more than a job, like he was preparing something sacred. But to everyone else, he was just the janitor. Teenagers can be cruel without meaning to be. They copied his slow walk. They joked about his faded jacket. They left extra mess sometimes just to see if he would react. He never did. He would simply smile and say, "Have a good day." The teachers weren't cruel. They were worse. They were indifferent. "Hey, you," some would say, snapping fingers. Not Daniel. Not Mr. Reyes. Just, "Hey." Invisibility is heavier than insult, and he carried it daily. Her name was Lila Thompson. She noticed small things. She noticed he always fixed the crooked hallway picture frame. She noticed he replaced broken locker handles without being asked. She noticed he stayed late when the basketball team trashed the gym. One day she said, "Good morning, Mr. Reyes." He paused. No student had ever used his name. He smiled wider than usual. "Good morning, Lila." From that day forward they spoke. Small conversations. About school. About books. About dreams. He asked her once, "What do you want to be?" She laughed softly. "Someone who doesn't have to worry about money." He nodded like he understood more than she knew. The floors were sticky. Trash bins were full. The hallways felt wrong. At 8:40 a.m., the principal received a call. Daniel Reyes had passed away during the night. Heart failure. Alone in his apartment. The announcement was brief. "Please observe a moment of silence." Silence lasted 10 seconds. Then the day continued. But something had shifted. 3 days later, the principal sat in her office reviewing paperwork. Her eyes drifted to the bottom filing cabinet drawer. Strange. She never used that one. It was unlocked. Inside sat a stack of envelopes, each labeled by year, each containing tuition payments, each signed anonymously, until the most recent envelope. This one wasn't anonymous. It was signed. Daniel Reyes, the janitor. Over 15 years. He had quietly funded scholarships for students who couldn't afford tuition, books, exam fees. Students whose parents worked multiple jobs. Students who were about to drop out. Students like Lila. They searched his records. Daniel once had a daughter. Brilliant. Accepted into college. She died in a car accident weeks before her first semester. After that, he sold his business, moved away, and started working at Crestwood High. Every year, he chose one student who reminded him of her. Not the smartest, not the most popular. The one who worked quietly. The one who kept trying. He paid their tuition. Never told them. Never took credit. He just watched them graduate. From the back. Clapping the loudest. The final envelope was addressed to Lila. Inside, "Dear Lila, you remind me of someone I love deeply. You carry strength without knowing it. College is paid for. Do not let fear make your decisions small. Show up. That is all life asks." Lila read it 3 times. Then she cried for someone she thought barely knew her. The students remembered the jokes. The teachers remembered the indifference. Parents remembered walking past him without a nod. Suddenly, everyone saw him. Too late. The library was renamed in his honor. But it felt small compared to what he had done. Because Daniel Reyes didn't want recognition. He wanted futures. Lila returned to Crestwood High as a teacher. In her classroom hangs a photo of a man with a mop. Under it reads, "Be kind to the quiet ones." And every year, she secretly donates part of her salary to a student in need. She never tells them where it came from. The cycle continues. The world celebrates loud success, but sometimes, the people cleaning your mess are quietly building your future. And if this story reminded you to see someone differently, consider subscribing to Echo Tales, because there are more stories like Daniel's, and some of them may change the way you look at the next quiet person you meet.